how are you doing physically since we last saw you in September?
Well, God has given me an amazing ride since September. I was very, very ill. At the last video check-in, had just started chemotherapy, and those two therapies were the two strongest that they make. And I had 6 treatments and had a scan done, only to find out that the cancer laughed at the chemotherapy and grew. So as you can imagine, we were really frightened. And come to find out, and we really didn't share this with anybody, but at that point, I had 4 months to live. And we accepted that as God's will. We were prepared for and preparing for that to happen. My doctor had told me that there was some medication out there that might be able to help me. And that gave us some hope, and we began to pray about that, only to find out that the insurance company said no. My doctor again came to me and says, I'm going to get you on this medication. And she tried, and she said it may be 7 weeks that I may have to wait. Well, in 7 weeks' time, these tumors were growing out of control. 7 weeks is almost half the time that they gave me to live, so we really began to pray. And I made my plea for my family and just asked the Lord for healing. And I believe the Lord shut that door to chemo so I wouldn't have to go through that anymore, especially since it didn't work. The door was shut to insurance, but then the door opened on a fluke, which I know it was God, because I took a test that the doctor said it won't amount to anything. Don't put any hope into it. It was a genetics test, and sure enough, I fell into the 1% of this test that I would be able to receive this treatment. And that's my God. A few weeks later, I waited 3, not 7. A few weeks later, I had my first dose of treatment, and I prayed to the Lord that be blessed in my body and that this kill this cancer that was in me. And time went on, and people here at church began to say, you know, you're looking a little better. And I'm saying, I'm not taking as many pain pills. And sure enough, we go for the first CAT scan after 2 months, and I had an incredible reduction in the cancer size that I had so many doctors excited at the U of M. They're all swarming into the examination room, and I'm just smiling, looking above, knowing that that's my God healing me and taking care of me. And this medication continues to work. At one time, my biggest tumor was 24 centimeters by 7 centimeters, and now my biggest tumor is 3 centimeters by 1 centimeter. And I look at it like this: God did not give me this cancer. What he did do was give me an incredible gift of time. And time to get to know him and to develop a relationship with him that may have taken 10 or 15 years that I developed in 8 or 9 months. And my relationship continues to grow. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm not scared and I don't wonder why I have it. I do. I go through all those things. But I'm not scared to die. I'm scared of how I'm going to die. I'm just afraid of leaving my family behind. But I know God has them in good hands. 5 or 6 years ago, tithing and giving would have been the first thing that I would have cut out of my budget. But this 5 years that I've spent at this church has given me some incredible insight and incredible knowledge of what God wants for us. John had taught a long time ago, and I'm not going to get this exactly right, but every time I tithe through the internet digitally, I always put the 3 letters TWM, and that stands for that we may, meaning it is an honor, an absolute honor and privilege for me to give God's money back to Him. And we just continue to be blessed during this time of tithing, blessed with meals from people, blessed with people taking care of our yard, blessed with money from people that you would have never expected it. 6 years ago, I probably would have sat back and felt like, okay, what's the church going to do for me? It's, what can I do for the church? I see the vision of this church and I've watched it grow so much. It is a privilege for me to give because I know that we're going to continue to reach people far from God, people that need Him so badly in their life. I know there's people that are sick, that have cancer, that don't have the Lord, and I can't even imagine going through this without Him. We just continue to trust in God and what He wants from us. And I praise the Lord each and every day, and I thank each and every one of you for praying for me. And I just can't express my gratitude enough. That means the world to Gina and I just thank you so much.